Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode 41 of our Minnesota Twins rebuild here in Out of the Park Baseball 27. To get a little behind baseball, this is my second time recording this episode. Got about 20 minutes in, and things happen, things break. It's fine. So we are back at the start of year 5 of the save. I think overall, we've done okay. But objectively speaking, last season was a disappointment. We went 77 and 85 and were effectively out of the wild card race in late August, early September. So our goal this season is fundamentally simple: make the playoffs. Our owner's goal, however, is a little bit different. He wants us to play close to 500 ball, which I think we should do either way. That is his only goal for this season. He's a simple man, very simple man. And then, if the next couple years he wants us to acquire a Cy Young Award winner and improve our overall draft record, which, I'm working on. I'm getting there. If you missed the last two episodes, we went through the offseason free agency, Rule 5 draft, all that good stuff. However, before we discuss anything, we must begin with the bad news, which is that our team turned into the walking wounded in free agency. Matt Cantorino, one of our bullpen arms, uh, suffered from the always terrible forearm inflammation. So he is going to be out for 2 to 3 months. Not great. His injury record is already just looking terrible. It's really unfortunate. Um, he played in 20, total innings last season across AAA and with us in the majors, and he was competing for a bullpen start. But unfortunately, this injury has knocked him out for a few months. Joe Ryan, one of our, shall we say, bigger disappointments from last year. Wins and losses are not indicative of anything from a pitcher, but he led the American League in losses with 19 and home runs given up with 35. Not ideal. But, regression has not been too harsh to him. He has not suffered any regression since June of last season, which I will take and like. However, he is on the last year of the 3-year contract extension that we gave him, so he is almost certainly gone after this season. He is out for effectively a week, so he'll only miss probably one start. Nothing too bad there. On the hitting side, Gabe Gonzalez, one of our probably second best hitter on balance. He is going to miss just essentially this first series against the Dodgers and then one game of the next series. Sucks to lose him a little bit, um, but should not be too bad. And then finally, this is the big one. This is the one that could really change things. Kalen Culpepper, our starting shortstop, the ever dependable man, is going to miss 3 weeks with a sprained ankle, which sucks. He was coming off of a great season, 3 WAR, 724 OPS, hit double digit home runs again, but unfortunately, he will miss the about first month of the season. Unfortunate, but could have been worse. Could have been better. Could have been worse. Let's talk lineup. So if you missed last episode, surprise, we signed Adley Rushman out of free agency. Um, for those who do not know, he was our starting catcher for 2 years after we traded with the Orioles to acquire him. He did great for 2 years, and then year three last season, he struggled heavily for the first month and a half, had some injury concerns. We shipped him off to the Miami Marlins, where he proceeded to go gangbusters, had a 512 slug, 886 OPS, because of course he did. He is back. We have signed him to a 2 year, $33 million deal with a team option before the second year. He is here to be our DH. He is not going to catch for us unless, obviously, there's an injury of some sort, but we're going to move him to DH. Not to say he is bad defensively, though he did have a negative zone rating with us last season and a bad frame rate. Frame rate, it'd be a heck of a thing. Bad framing. He did turn it around. It was much better with the Marlins, so could just be an aberration. The 4 errors in 32 games is insane, but that's a whole separate issue. But yeah, he's here to be our DH. Eduardo Tait is our catcher of the future. He is the guy at 23 years old that if he hits his development, we could have a catcher locked in for like 7 years, and it would be the greatest thing ever. So he's going to catch. Rushman is going to DH. That does create an awkward situation for Leo Bernal, who we signed out of free agency a few seasons ago. Finally promoted him last season, and he did okay, but he is an average bat, above average defensively. We'll see what shakes out down the stretch. With Kalen Culpepper's injury, we have promoted Juan Matias, who was one of the players we got back in that Rushman deal. He's going to be our starting shortstop. Offensively, he's fine. Nothing too crazy. Avoid K looks really nice. Above average contact. The eye, though, definitely still developing. I don't really care about the lack of power. He's a shortstop. Enough said. But he's going to get the starting shortstop job for essentially as long as Culpepper is hurt. And then when Culpepper returns, he is likely headed to AAA. Merrick Houston is going to be our utility infielder this season. He's one of the best defensively we got. His bat obviously is below average. Nothing really you like there. The avoid Ks is pretty nice. He only struck out 10 times in 60 plate appearances, which is phenomenal. But his bat, I don't think is ever going to be where we can start him long term. So he's going to stay on the bench. And then to replace Gabe Gonzalez in right, Jacob McCombs had a horrendous spring training. No way about it. Like barely a 200 on base, 444 OPS by the end of it. Disastrous. But his bat is okay, decent enough defensively. He is a leader. We're going to give him some time to see what he can do. He had a 900 OPS in AAA last year. We called him up at the very end of the season, played him, and then he suffered a season-ending torn hamstring. So we'll give him a look. And then when Gabe comes back, it's going to be either him or Henry Mendez who will be sent to AAA. If anyone is curious what Alan Roden ended up doing, he signed a minor league deal with the Blue Jays, no signing bonus, and they have immediately moved him to first base. So there's that. Looks like he did get a spring training invite, which is something. But we wish Alan the best of luck in Toronto. That's the offense. Pitching wise, obviously Joe Ryan on the shelf for a bit does change some things. What it does not change is Taj Bradley is our opening day starter. He's not ace material in terms of ratings. Let's get that clear. However, in terms of production, 2 straight years of essentially 3 ERA material. He got for WAR last season. The BAPIP was pretty high at a 324, but overall, no real areas of concern. Stamina is still great at a 60. He is entering year 5 of the 6-year contract extension we gave him. And overall, happy with year 1. Shane Bonds, who we signed to a 2-year deal before last season. Year 1, I think, was a bit of a disappointment. 4.90 ERA, pretty high. However, worth almost 2 WAR. Walks were down, home runs were down. BAPIP was pretty steady. So I think if we get one more year of okay production, no real concern there. Jared Jones, who was our other big free agent signing, we signed him to a 3-year, $27.5 million deal, team option before year 3. I like Jared Jones. Um, Fortunately, he has been pretty healthy in this save. He starts with the Tommy John injury, knocks him out 3 months, which is pretty realistic if you're following in real life. But then he was pretty healthy next 3 years. Problem is, his production was just bad. I mean, 2027, he was pretty good. 266 BAPIP, I beg your pardon. Struggled with the Pirates after that and then went to the A's for a season. They had him as a reliever for a bit and a starter. Didn't go great. So, we're trying to revitalize him. We're trying to get him back under his feet. He's got 2 great pitches, fastball, slider. But, if you want to have a fun little comparison here between him and Shane Baz, Jared Jones is slightly better against lefties. Shane Baz slightly better against righties. If you asked me to pick a stuff, I would take Jared Jones, I think, and bank on that potential for the slider and the fastball. So 2 equally, pretty similar pitchers. Obviously, the big difference is Jared Jones is 2 years younger, probably part of our long-term plan, whereas someone like Shane Baz is not. John Klein, we're moving him back to the rotation. In 2028, he was a starter, did pretty good. However, we had a lot of starters last season. Wanted to move John Klein to the bullpen. He did pretty well. Had to start him for 10 games, though. And now we're giving him the job. We have a lot of starters in AA and AAA. So I think if John Klein is going to make it as a starter, it's now or never. And then finally, taking Joe Ryan's spot in the rotation is Mason Molina, who started 16 games for us last season and did very poorly. Negative zero point 0.5 WAR. Hilariously, 307 BAPIP I can live with. 2.2 home runs per 9. And this was in 80 innings. Like, this wasn't exactly that small of a sample. We're going to see he's going to have one start. It's not going to be against the Dodgers. I can tell you that. We'll see what he does. But then after that, either AAA or we may trade him, send him on his way. Bullpen, this will be pretty simple. It is a nearly identical bullpen to last season. Orion Keckering is back as the closer, only 24 saves last year since we used him in a lot of non-save situations. We signed him to a 3-year contract extension where we did promise the closer role, and so we intend to keep that promise. Mason Montgomery, who had his worst season, I would say, in terms of overall numbers, in terms of WAR, somehow it was his best. Don't ask me. But his ERA was a 4.40, BAPIP 3.32. Good news, though, home runs, walks were down. Overall, looked pretty solid, but he is a free agent after this year, and he is going to turn 30 this season, so we're going to have to decide if we want to extend him. If not, might be able to get a pretty penny for another team. Yandre Rojas, one of the surprises from last season. He gave us 60 innings of work, sub 3 ERA, 130 whip, 257 BABIP. Elite there. Really, he had one fundamental problem. He averaged 4.2 walks per nine. Not great. Also, a little unfortunate in last season throughout, he just regressed, and regressed some more. So we're going to have to work to getting him back to where he was prior to that. Alex Breckheimer. So this one is kind of tricky. He was our Rule 5 pick before last season. Overall, did pretty well. 392 ERA is maybe a touch high. He did get blown up a little bit toward the end of the season, but 117 whip. Shout out the Master Chief. Low walk rate. Ks were iffy, home runs iffy, but 267 BABIP. His potential is why we took him. However, his potential has since dropped from a 75 to a 50, and over the offseason, his potential stuff, I should say, dropped by 15. So, yeah, that's just where we're at with him. Um, he's obviously going to be a part of our bullpen for a little bit because we did invest that Rule 5 pick, and he did pretty good in year one. But I'm a little worried that if he continues to struggle, if he continues to regress, is it worth it? Connor Prelip, who has had a renaissance in our bullpen last season. 2026 was not his year, and then he suffered a torn UCL to end the season. That knocked him out for almost a year. He then tore his meniscus. That knocked him out for 7 months. So didn't get that much work. 2028, he pitched pretty well in AAA, not so well in the majors. Last season, was a do or die, and 261 ERA, sub 1 whip, 248 BABIP with 10.2 Ks per nine. Electric from Connor Prelip. He has definitely earned a spot in our bullpen. And then Mikiko Watanabe. So obviously, for a year there, he was the best closer in baseball. Year one as our closer, he had 34 saves. Led the American League. Some of the underlying numbers, though, weren't great. Year two, he was pitching like the best closer in baseball. Then he got hurt. And unfortunately, I mean, just look at this man. Partially torn labrum in 2028. He missed the start of the season. Shoulder tendonitis knocked him out for a month and a half in the summer. Sore shoulder ended his season in early September. He tears his labrum in spring training, misses 4 months, comes back and gives me 25 innings of pretty good work. But we let him walk. We did not bring him back in arbitration because, to be frank, the cost was too high. But no one signed him in for agency, and so we took a shot. We offered him 1.9 million to pitch for us this year. I think if he does struggle, though, we may look to move him, especially if that overall potential stays at a 50. And finally, rounding out our rotation, or excuse me, our bullpen, our two long relievers. First, Connolly Early, who is a reliever because the Red Sox just fundamentally did not play him in the majors. He was in AAA a ton, and then he just struggled so much as a starter. We moved him to a long relief role, and the rest is sort of history. He's got a really good arsenal, but his ratings are, I would say, slightly above average, but they're not that great. That's why his overall potential is only a 45, despite right now in real life being a pretty coveted pitching prospect for the Red Sox. So we'll see what he can do this year, but we kind of need a long reliever, especially with John Klein in the rotation. And then finally, Yendi Gomez, who is essentially this year's Yandre Rojas, where I'm just throwing him out there, seeing if he can hit his potential. Gomez really struggled in AAA last season, no way about it. He had an ERA of 5, a whip of 1.5, a 330 BABIP. It was grim. However, again, I have a lot of guys in AAA and AA. Gomez just turned 26. We're going to see what he can do. If he struggles, send him back down to AAA, I believe. Yeah, he has 3 options left. So we can play that game all day long. In summation, in terms of where we rank in the league, it's not great. We only have one top 10 position ranking, and it's Mason Montgomery out of the bullpen. Good news is we only have 3 in the bottom 10. One of which is just the fact that the game does not rate Taj Bradley highly, despite the fact he has back-to-back seasons of an ERA of 3 and a WAR of 4. So I'll leave that one alone. One player to watch this season is Royce Lewis. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He has been a big disappointment since we signed him to that contract extension, of which he has 2 years left on it, but there is a team option before next season. He is our team captain. Defensively at third base, he continues to be perfectly serviceable. However, we need that bat to get going. If it doesn't, I can't really justify spending the money on him that we are. Just something to keep in mind. But that is our team. That took way longer than I would. It took like 30 minutes. So, without further ado, my plan of attack for today, we're just going to play some baseball. We're just going to go through, see what happens. We are kicking off opening day at Los Angeles to face the Dodgers with Yamamoto on the mound. Evidently, the Dodgers in this save are big Tigers fans. They have both Colt Keith and Riley Green because, of course, the Tigers just let him walk and he signed a bajillion US dollars to go with the Dodgers. So, without further ado, let us get this party started and see what Jacob Young can do as the new leadoff man after Walker Jenkins was subsequently demoted from the role last season. Good start. I think Kalen Culpepper is our actual leadoff man, but as he is hurt, Jacob Young is going to take the reins. Rushman's going to bat third because he's just kind of one of our better hitters at the moment, which is pretty awkward, we must say. When both Gabe Gonzalez and Culpepper are healthy, this is going to look so much different. But for right now, 2 of our best hitters are on the shelf. We're kind of making it work as we go along. Jenkins strikes out Mydroff into center. That'll be caught by Quintero. And Royce Lewis strikes out looking. Oh, and Perdomo with the solo shot to take the lead. Mookie Betts still going strong. How old is Mookie? 37. He was still worth 3 WAR last season. That's craziness. Yeah, it looks like they officially moved him to first base last season after the rest of his defensive numbers just completely fell off a cliff. Ayura strikes out. Dalton Rushing, who seems to be just Shohei's nemesis in real life, which who could have possibly seen that coming? Juan, I need to decide on Matthias or Matthias. I will look it up. For now, we're going Matthias. MLB debut, swing and a miss. Welcome to the club. Eduardo Tait grounds out. And Jacob McCombs in right field promptly grounds out the third. Oh boy. Matthews. Okay, very simple. That is how his name is pronounced. The Dodgers add two more. So effectively, the E is kind of silent. All right. Juan Matthews put it in stone as Luke Keeschel swings and misses. Adley Rushman hits it high up into center, but that will be caught. All right, let's see if Taj can get through the fourth clean. No such luck. Hura with a RBI triple as Dalton Rushing grounds out. Quintero hits it into center. That will be caught. The throw not in time. 5-0 Dodgers. And Taj Bradley is not having a very good opening day. Colt Keith grounds out to end my fun. All right, anything for us in the fifth? Mydroth is aboard for Juan Matthews as he hits it into left. That will unfortunately be caught. I do not want him to face the lefty. We're going to bring in Conley early to face Perdomo. And he hits it into right over the head of Jacob McCombs. I thought range was supposed to be your thing. How have you let this happen? Like, the arm is the thing that's an issue. It's a 55. He has a range of 60. That run will go on Taj Bradley's score line. So his ERA is gonna be ugly for a little bit, I fear. There we go. Eduardo and McCombs are aboard. How'd that happen? A walk and a single. Fair enough. All right. Let's see if Jacob Young can bring him around. Hits it to first. They get the out at first, but both men advance. I will take that trade in a heartbeat. Keishel walks. Bases are loaded for free agent signing returning man Adley Rushman. And he hits into the double play. Goodness gracious me. All right, let's see if Conley can give me the sixth. Clean inning of work from him. Runners at the corners as the Dodgers turn to Ryan Weathers to face Royce Lewis, who promptly strikes out. He is 0 for 3 with 3 Ks. Wow, pitch scores 1. You know what? We did not get shut out. Always a good thing. A second wow pitch. Guys, get it together. At this point, Juan just should not swing. See, didn't swing. Ball 4. Very good. Here's Eduardo. Pops it up. Caught by the third baseman. We are going to pinch hit here for Jacob McCombs. Trey Morgan is going to come to the plate. And he grounds out. All right. We score 1, but that is it. And then defensively, Mendez will take over in right field. I am going to get Breckheimer warming up in case there's trouble. Trouble has arrived. Colt Keith leadoff double. Chase Harlan gets it down also. Oh, boy. See, I need Conley early to go deeper into these games, but he has allowed the first 3 men to get aboard. So this could get ugly. And it did. Pajes hits it all the way into center. Oh, boy. Wasted throw there. Perdomo hits it to short. Oh, my. They ruled out a single, which is generous. Betts hits it to third. They get the double play, but the runners score. So if you're keeping track at home, that's 6 runs for Bradley, 3 for Early, 1 for Breckheimer. So all of the inherited runners scored, and Breckheimer is still not out of this. Here we go. He gets higher at least. That's a yikes. 2 men aboard, Jacob Young and Keishel for Rushman. And he hits it deep into center. That's off the wall. Very good, sir. That will score 1. A lovely double. Very good. Let's keep this train going. Walker Jenkins takes the 4-pitch walk. Here's Mydroth. Hits it up into left. That should be deep enough to score Luke Keishel and advance Rushman. Okay. Rushman is a brave soul. Come on, Royce. You know what? He didn't strike out. That's pretty much the bar where we're at. Matthews takes another walk. Yeah, we're gonna Eduardo face Weathers. Walked him too. We have cut the lead to 6. Here's Mendez up to the plate. Walked him. 10-5. How many pitches is Breckheimer at? 9. Okay. Here's Jacob Young. He swings on the full count pitch and flies out to left. Very good from Riley Green. All right. We're going to get Yandere ready in case there's trouble. No trouble at all. All right. In the off chance we score 5 runs, let's get Keckering warming up. You never know. It could happen. Luke Keishel gets us started with a lovely walk. Rushman flies out to center. That does not help anybody. Walker Jenkins flies out to right. So if we're going for the trifecta, Mydroth flies out to left. See, sometimes it writes itself. I mean, offensively, we didn't do great. We had 6 hits, 9 walks, which is pretty good, but we left 23 men on, which is honestly quite impressive. Royce Lewis going 0 for 4 with 3 Ks. Not great. Yeah. Conley really got popped. Breckheimer, unfortunately, just let all of the inherited runners score. Just always fun. All right, fresh scouting reports on everyone. I just want to make sure that no massive changes occur. Oh, good. Bernal's current and potential eye got worse. Lovely. Mason Molina, his potential stuff dropped by 5, and he added a knuckle curve to his repertoire. I don't know who told him to do that, but here we are. Connolly Early, his stamina dropped by 5. That's great. Yandere. It says no changes down here, but his movement has dipped to a current of 45. Watanabe. His stamina dipped, which I don't really care about. Keckering. No change, which is a little unfortunate because previously in the offseason, his stuff dipped from a 60 to a 55. Joe Ryan, currently on the shelf. No changes. And Cantorino, also currently on the shelf. No changes. All right, let's get this party started. Game 2, Shane Baz on the mound for us. Drew Rasmussen for the Dodgers. I'm not worried at all. It's a lie. Pretty concerned, all things. 2 men on, 2 outs. Andy pops it up. Nothing doing. Easily caught by Royce. All right. Mydroth and Royce are aboard for Juan Matthews. The chopper to first beats out the throw. Bases juiced. Eduardo swinging a miss. Here's Jacob McCombs. Hits it to first. Slow roller, but he does not have the speed. Down goes Frazier. And a 2-run shot from Hira. Dodgers take an early lead, but we got Luke Keeschel on second. Rushman deep to center field. God, our first home run of the season. Adley Rushman hits it 397 feet. That'll do nicely. Walker Jenkins wants to match, and he does. 410 for him, and we take the lead. My drop, back to back to back. He's done it. 418 feet. It's all unraveling for Rasmussen. Here's Royce Lewis, who grounds out to short. But you know what? For a moment, we dreamed. Matthews pops it up to the end of the inning. Back to back to back home runs. You love to see it. Does our offense have power after all? Some may say yes, as Eduardo and Jacob McCombs are both aboard. I somehow materialized there to the scroll bar. Back to back singles. We take those. Here's Jacob Young. Hits it into center. It's going to be caught, not deep enough to move anyone. Keeschel hits it up into left. Same song, different dance. And Rushman strikes out. 2 men on, no outs. And we failed to advance them. How sad is that? Nothing for us in the fifth or for the Dodgers. Juan gets it down in center. Very good, sir. I think what I might do when Culpepper gets healthy is move Leo Bernal, because I think having 3 catchers is going to get really awkward lineup wise. As Jacob Young hits the ball all the way to the fence. 2 RBI double for the man. Because I don't know if I need very good there from Luke Keeschel. I don't know if I need 2 backup outfielders, because Jacob McCombs can technically play all 3 positions. And then I also have Trey Morgan, who is okay in left. So I don't hate that idea. As Rushman pops it up. And Jenkins hits it up into center again. Hits the warning track that will score another 8-2 ball game. Hope you're a fan of offense this series, because yeesh. My drop pops it up. All right, so Shane is at 79 pitches, which is getting close to his limit. I'm going to get Gomez warming. Clean inning of work from the man. We're going to pinch hit here. Merrick Houston is going to get the bat. And he promptly pops it up to the pitcher, Juan Matthews. Because I don't really want to pinch hit or like sub out Juan that much, because I think I need to figure out if he's a potential long-term option. Because Merrick Houston, defensively, is great, but his bat is never going to be good enough to where he should um, be a starter infielder for us. All right, we're going to go Yendy Gomez making his MLB debut. Clean inning of work from the man. All right, McCombs gets aboard. Jacob Young hits it up. No such luck there, I fear. Let's pinch hit for Rushman. We're gonna give Trey Morgan the bat. Yeah, swing and a miss. Okay. Let's get Watanabe warming up in case there's trouble. Trouble has arrived. 2 men on, 1 out. Watanabe to face Riley Green. And he hits into the double play. See, that's what I need from my relievers. Just don't let all the inherited runners score. Please. I beg of thee. See if we can get some insurance runs here. Back to back Ks. You know what? At least Merrick Houston hit the ball. It didn't go very far, to be clear, but at least he hit the ball. 2 men are aboard. Mookie Betts hits it into center. That is down. Bases are loaded. Freddie Freeman hits it up into left. That should be caught deep enough to score a run. But at this point, we can trade outs for runs. Rushing strikes out. That's massive. Quintero hits it to third. Merrick Houston's there and makes the throw. We take game 2, 8-3. Pretty good. Watanabe, he got the double play, but he also allowed 3 hits and an earned run. McCombs had 3 hits. Very nice. The back-to-back-to-back home runs. Always fun. They got Freddie Freeman coming off the bench, evidently. Well, they had him come off the bench last year, too. That's rough. All right. Let us advance to the rubber match. But first, any new intel on Mendez? Oh, God. His potential power dropped by 5, potential gap dropped by 5, and his potential rating just dropped to a 40. Yeah. Methinks Mendez is not going to be long for this team. But that's okay. All right, going into game 3. I'm going to give Eduardo the day off. We're going to have Adley Rushman catch, even though I said I wouldn't do that much. I'm breaking my rule. And Trey Morgan to DH. Chad Patrick on the mound via the Brewers and Marlins. And now, game 3 starter. And immediately allows a leadoff double. Wild pitch moves him to third. Thank you, sir. They got Logan O'Hoppe. What is their... So they have Volpe. This is cursed. They got Logan O'Hoppe as a backup catcher, Anthony Volpe and Freddie Freeman as backup infielders, and Jung Hyo Lee as a backup outfielder. That is a cursed bench. If ever I've seen one. As Keishel strikes out, Rushman follows suit. There we go. Walker gets it down. We scored the run. Man, if you had a man on third, no outs, and didn't score him, just dissolve the organization. We're going to go for the steal here. Jenkins gets it clean. Mydroth hits it into left. That'll be caught. All right, you got this, Jared. And solo shot for Harlan. Fair play. There we go. Juan and McCombs are aboard. Jacob Young hits it to third. Oh, the error. Harlan can't do it. What is his natural position? Oh, first, I guess. Fair enough. Potential 70 power is very nice. Keisha walks. All right, the lead is ours. Here's Rushman. Hits it to second. Down we go. All right. You got this, Jared. See? I was never worried as Walker's on second for Royce. Hits it into left. That is fair, and that is down. Walker will score. Royce not taking second there is a little silly. Matthews strikes out. Morgan walks. Good man. McCombs strikes out. Solo shot from Quintero. Dodgers are chipping away, and they've tied it up. Andy Pajes. Meidroth on second. Royce Lewis again. Grounds out to first, but you advance the runner. But now there's 2 outs. And Matthews strikes out. Fair play. Oh, boy. The wheels, Jared. The wheels. Harlan hits it into left. Easily caught. I'll let him face Riley Green, and that'll be it. Nah, he hits it into right. It is a laser, though. McCombs' throw cut off. They didn't. See, that's something that annoys me about the AI. The pitcher never or I guess that'd be the second, but never throws back to second there. Like, if he does, Riley Green is out. I lied. I'm going to let him face Andy. Wow, pitch. Damn. Damn. That's what I get. That's what I get for deviating from the plan. That is what I deserve. There we go. Solo shot from Luke Keeschel. Rushman's on second. And gone. Walker Jenkins 2-run shot. We've cut the lead to 1. Man, I should have just pulled Jared Jones after that Riley Green AB. I even said I would. But alas, Royce Lewis gets it down. He's having a nice little day so far. Come on, Juan. Come on, buddy. Hits it into center. That's going to drop near the track. That should score 2. Feel like Royce Lewis has the wheels. Nope, he stays at third. Royce Lewis does not have the wheels. His speed is a 40, but it's fine. Trey Morgan walks. Base is loaded. McCombs, they hit him. Don't be hurt. We're okay. All right, we've taken the lead. Prelip is on 18 pitches, so I am going to have him start next inning. Jacob Young hits it into center. That's going to get caught. Scores Juan. Keeschel pops up. Not great. Here is Rushman. Swing and a miss. Unfortunate. All right. We're going to get Montgomery warming up in case there's trouble. I have faith in you, Connor. I know you're at 37 pitches. You probably want to fall over, but you got this. Bang! Swing and a miss. Very good, sir. Nothing for us in the 8th. All right, we're going to turn it over to Mason Montgomery. Clean inning of work. We're going to get both Keckering and Yandre warming up in case this is no longer a save situation. Hunter Green. Okay. So they acquired him at the deadline last season and said, hey, I think you're a reliever. Fair enough. Man, Trey Morgan's just taken all the walks. And they picked him off. That is kind of funny. All right, Keckering will come in for the save. And he gets it done. We win the series. We take the final game 9-7. We score 6 runs in the 7th inning. Beautiful work. I left Jared Jones in 1 AB too long. That's really how that went. Really good hitting day. 12 hits, 7 walks, 3 walks from Trey Morgan. which we like to see. Very good there. Now we get the day off. Happy days. Okay, so injury wise, Gonzalez comes back in 2 days. Joe Ryan at the end of this series. Okay. All right, let's play game one. John Klein on the mound. And then I'm going to have Leo Bernal take over at catcher here in lovely Colorado. How's Cole Carrick develop? Oh, he's so much worse than when I had him. Wow, he had nearly 700 plate appearances last season. That's nuts. He's rated awesome defensively. I would debate trading for him, but he's going to make starter money in arbitration, and he wouldn't start for me. All right, Keishel is on third. Rushman, swing and a miss. Walker takes the walk. We're going to run on Hunter Goodman because, unfortunately, from experience, I know Hunter Goodman simply does not throw runners out. And, of course, he throws out Walker. Dude, our caught stealing numbers are grim. Also, giving Mason Molina a start at Coors Field just seems bad. Bernal hits it into left. Caught near the track. He almost had it, folks. Jacob Young hits it deep to center off the invisible wall. A lovely double for our leadoff man. Let's see if Keishel can bring him around. He takes the walk. I'll take that. Brings up Rushman, and he strikes out again. Oh, boy. We're back. We're back to strikeout heavy. Look at Walker Jenkins. 3 home runs already. Good man. He wants that arbitration payout. We cannot blame him. Leadoff double for Bernal. Let's go. McCombs hits it deep to right and gone. Where was this power all of last year from my team? Like, where was it? I would like to ask nicely. Jacob Young gets aboard. Folks, we're awesome. Is the solution simply Coors Field? Maybe, but it's fine. There we go. Jacob Young gets the steal. Keishel swings. He hits it to third. A little interesting there that Jacob Young ran there. But hey, I'll take it as Rushman walks and they go to the bullpen and immediately Walker pops up. All right, Mydroth, come on, buddy. Walked him too. Bases are loaded. Royce. All right, Bulk. We'll take the run. He walked Royce anyway. Shinosuke Big Cowboy Ogasawara from Fujisawa. Fair enough. All right. Come on, Juan. Keep the train going. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. And he gets it down. Very good, sir. We're now up 5-1. Bases loaded. Bernal hits it into center, but that will be caught. All right, we're up 5-1. John. All right, 1 ran scored. I'm going to take that. Keishel hits it into left. Caught. All right, come on, Rushman. Wild pitch, fair play. A nice bloop single into center field, please. If I may request. Nope, he struck out. His K percentage might be hideous. Oh boy, 2 men on, 2 outs. I'll let him face Akil Baddoo, my fiance's favorite baseball player, solely because his name is fun to say and he plays baseball with a smile. He did unfortunately just hit a 2 RBI double, and thus our lead has been cut in half effectively. We'll bring in Yendy Gomez to face Hunter Goodman. Hits it to short. Got him. Not a great start from John Klein. I mean, it was until that 6th inning. So, and if he is our number 5 starter, which in reality he is, 5 innings, 1 0-run ball is fine. Good work there. All right, we're going to go Yandre for the 8th. A nice little solo shot from Mr. Bernal. Always good. McCombs hits it up into right. That will be caught. Let's see if Jacob Young can go 4 for 5. No such luck. All right, we're going to bring in Yandre for the 8th. Clean inning of work. Keckering will come in for the save, unless we want to score a pair of runs here. It'd be nice. Keishel K's. Rushman does get walked. Who do I want on the base paths? Just put Mendez out there. Walker hits it into right. Good call on the pinch run by yours truly as Mendez gets there. And you know what? Double steal. Full send. Cowards. Come on, lads. Be brave. Be bold. Be bold. Be brave. They're going. The throw down, not in time. All right. I mean, if they just want to walk Mider off. Nope. Full count. Hits it to third. They get him at first. That brings up Royce Lewis. Man of the hour. Pops it up. Even the double steal couldn't help us there. All right, Keckering coming on for the save. Trouble. 2 men are aboard for Leode Taveras, the pinch hitter. Struck out looking. We win 6-4. I think, again, the error from Juan, unfortunate. John Klein, I think getting 6 innings from him is a little bit of a pipe dream, but here we are. Luke Keishel got a triple. Jenkins, McCombs, Bernal, all with homers. That'll do. Game saves as the calendar flips over. We know a lot of the Teuin Serrano. Yep. He was in rookie ball, and then I moved him up. I don't know why he was in rookie ball, but here we are. Don't worry about it. Mike Zook. Yeah, Mike Zook is a guy that I will probably be with the Major League Club, if not this season, then next season. I think one thing we need to figure out is if that power is real. He had 12 home runs in just under 300 plate appearances last season. Defensively, he looks pretty solid. If I remember correctly, yeah, the AI made him the center fielder, which he was objectively terrible at. So he's definitely a corner outfielder. Micah Worley got worse. Dude. Maybe he is just fool's gold and I should trade him while I have the chance. Who knows? Oh, Brendan Woller's got better. Folks, if we can get that control up, I think we have our future closer. We just need to get that control to a 50, and we'll be okay. Tim Norris also improved stamina in velo. Omar Montano got worse, which is unfortunate. Sean Duncan got better, which is God, he's so bad. He was our first round pick in 2026, y'all. He has developed so poorly, despite the fact that he's pitched okay at pretty much every level. But yeah, he is very much flamed out. All right, let's play game two of the Rocky series. Then we will sim game three. Mason Molina on the mound. Um, we're going to give Royce Lewis a day off. Merrick Houston will take third base and bat ninth. Let's rock and roll. Bo Brisky, who in real life is always hurt for the Tigers. There we go. Jacob Young on second. Keishel pops it up to the catcher. That's a yikes. Rushman hits it deep to center and caught. I like how I've had Adley Rushman, and he's just been so good. Walker Jenkins flies out. All right, Mason, you got this, buddy. Clean first inning. We're already doing great. Meidroth and McCombs are aboard. Bo Brisky is done. Is he hurt or did they pull him? Oh, he's a reliever. Oh, wait a minute. Why? Okay, so they had Bo Brisky as the opener for Bobby Miller. I see. I've never really used openers in this game. Part of it is, I think, and I even had a comment about this on one of my earlier videos. I think it was in our year one or year two playoff videos where someone mentioned that my bullpen management is like very, very good. I'd fear that using an opener might mess with that. As Eduardo gets it down, the runner's not going on contact there is a little annoying, but what can you do? As Merrick Houston promptly hits into a double play. Hey, there's that below average bat that I was talking about. You got this, Mason. See? He might not have this. Tovar hits it to short. Juan is there. Horrendous camera. Ah, he juggled and dropped it. That's his second error on the year, by the by. Don't throw it home. Never mind, he was out by a mile. We're okay. I thought he'd be faster than that. Wild pitch scores the tying run. Caros flies out to center. All right, I'll take that. I'll take that. Bases loaded, one out. You only get one run. It's like you have to take that, really. Uh-oh, trouble for Mason here in the fifth. Runners at the corners. Mason Wynn hits it to second. They go home, and they get the runner. Bold. I would have almost preferred a double play in that situation, but hey, I'll take it. Tovar strikes out. Akil Badu hits it to first. Luke steps on the bag. Very good outing from Mason Molina. That will definitely be it for him, though. 5 innings, no hits. Or excuse me, 5 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, 3 Ks. We'll go to Conley early, hopefully get both the sixth and seventh from him. You got this, Conley. See? There we go. And then the eighth will be Breckheimer. We'll give him some run. Swing and a miss. We actually no, I don't want to pinch it for Merrick. And he goes. And Young grounds out. All right, that'll be it for early. 2 innings, 1 hit, no earned runs, 1 walks, no Ks. He did it the old-fashioned way. Here's Breckheimer. Clean inning of work. We're gonna get Montgomery warming up for the save. Watanabe if it's still a tied game. Keishel is hit. Rude. Hey, Ryan Jeffers, our old friend. our year one catcher who sat out a year and then was a backup in Toronto for 2 years. His career did not take a good trajectory. Walker gets the steal. Let's go. Rushman hits it up and to right. That might be deep enough to advance him. And it is. All right. A sac fly or a bloop single. And okay, they intentionally walk Walker Jenkins. I mean, I'm just going to have him steal on Jeffers. Like, why? They didn't even contest the steal. Why would you intentionally walk him? But man, the AI sometimes is very silly. Swing and a miss from Mydroff. McCombs strikes out looking. You know what? Maybe the AI isn't silly. Perhaps I judged it too harshly. We're gonna go Watanabe here. Clean inning of work. All right, now I'm gonna pinch hit for Juan. We're gonna have Trey Morgan take over against Wellington Herrera, our old friend. Walked him. Here's Eduardo. Hits it into center. That is going to land nice and easy. Bases are loaded. Merrick Houston. Chance for redemption gets it down in front of center field. We take the lead. Still no outs. Jacob Young has to wait a second as a wild pitch scores a run. I mean, if they want to walk Jacob, I'm not going to complain. Hits it up into right. That's going to get down and clear the bases. Folks, we just need to play in Coors Field every time. I say that. We scored 1 run in 9 innings. A triple for Jacob Young. Wait a minute. Did that say his limited range? Oh, God. He's not that bad in the outfield. Are you insane? Yeah, he starts out as a 60, and I guess Coors Field just, or no, playing for the Brewers just destroyed him. Okay, fair enough, I suppose. Tyler Malley is now in the game out of the bullpen, which wild. We're going to pinch hit for Rushman here. We're going to give Mr. Bernal the bat. And he strikes out. Jenkins grounds out. Okay. So we score 4 runs in the inning. Defensively, Merrick Houston's going to go to short. Royce Lewis will enter the game for Trey Morgan and take over at third. And then, since we have a 4-run lead, I'm going to see if Watanabe can get me this inning. Okay, never mind. Horowitz hits a ball all the way to the wall. That will score the runner. And it is now a 3-run ball game. Here's Mason Wynn. Hits it to second. Grounded out there. All right, that'll be it for him. We're going to turn it over to Mason Wynn to face Ezekiel Tovar. All right, we get him. Hunter Goodman walked. Tying run is at the plate. Tyler Black hits it to short. Merrick is there. Fielder's choice. Very good, lads. Very good indeed. So we get the win 5-2 in extra innings. Nice of our offense to finally show up. Poor Wellington Herrera. Poor guy. He's really good. He was really good for me and my Rockies save that I did last year. Juan having 2 errors at short already is a little scary, but here we are. Yeah, so only run Mason allowed was unearned. Bullpen did pretty well. I'll take that. All right, we're going to sim the finale and then figure out the Gabe Gonzalez situation. We win 6-4. Very good. Mydroth with 3 hits. We like to see it. Taj Bradley gives up 7 hits and 4 earned runs, but gets me 6 innings. Rojas, 2 clean innings. Keckering with the save. All right, so lineup wise, this is pretty simple. How many AAA outfielders do I have? I have too many. I know Matt Schofield was my second round pick in 2028. I kind of just want to cut him. I'm going to see if there are any suitors for Mendez. See if anybody is particularly interested in what I'm selling here. He's got an okay bat, some defensive skills. Oh God. Do we want 35-year-old Tyler Alexander on a minor league deal? Or do we want 31-year-old Oswaldo Cabrera? I mean, I think the answer is unfortunately neither. We're gonna send Mendez down to AAA and let the AI figure it out. And then Gabe Gonzalez will make his triumphant return. Jacob McCombs is going to go to the bench. And now I need to reorder this a little bit. So McCombs to the bench. I think Matthews goes to 9. Royce Lewis goes to 7. Mydroth to 6. Jenkins stays at 4, but Rushman drops to 5. Gabe bats 3rd. I think that's what I want to do. I like that a lot, actually. I still think our lineup is a little awkward with our 3 catcher tandem, but that's a problem for 2 weeks from now when Culpepper gets back. All right, let me advance today's personal message. Ooh, hey, remember I said 2 weeks? Make it 4. Culpepper's sprained ankle has knocked him out for an additional 2 weeks. Oh, that sucks. Literally as I was saying it. All right, Joe Ryan is back. This one I can do now. So my AAA rotation. Jose needs to play. Detmers, Moss. Luis. I mean, Jose is the one that I would move here. I mean, Charlie Soto also, I think, is likely officially just going to be a bust. But Jose is 27, and he's pretty far off. Let's see if anybody wants Jose. Oh. I'm going to put Jose in the spin cycle. We're going to waive and DFA him. Mason goes to AAA in the meantime. To be fair, they need a reliever there. Oh yeah, Coach Renault. Go to AAA. You silly goose. All right, and then Joe Ryan is back. In terms of where he's going to slide in, I think honestly, I'll give him the start here. I think that's my plan. I don't know if it's a good one, but that is mine. I also realized I forgot to make that switch against lefties, so let me copy that all over. All right, let's rock and roll. Cubbies. Oh, the doorbell. One moment, please.
What's actually powering your day? The coffee you made this morning, the drive you took to get here, even the device you're listening on. I'm Tanner Faust, and that's exactly the kind of thing we're going to talk about on the Energy Tailgate, a podcast from Chevron. I'll be your host, inviting guests to discuss big energy topics and what they mean for everyday life, all from the tailgate of our truck.
Sorry about that.
This
I have returned. Okay. Going to give anybody a day off? No, really. I could give Rushman. I'll give Rushman a day off. We'll give Trey Morgan the start of DH. That does mean I have two catchers on my bench, but it's fine. Joe Ryan, you got this. PCA with a home run. Fair enough. All right, Jacob Young leadoff double. Keishel takes his walk. Gabe Gonzalez, season debut. Flies out to center, as you do. Swing and a miss from Walker. Trey Morgan hits it into left. Caught. Damn. Dang. Folks, they're getting to Joe Ryan. Oh, God, they're getting to Joe Ryan. Nico Horner, don't do this to me. Ooh, swing and a miss. We're okay. We are A-okay. All right, lads. Nothing for us in the third or the fourth. Joe Ryan's day is done. He's at 90 pitches in 4 innings, which, not great. Yeah, we're going to go Yendi Gomez to take over. I think I'm going to try to reverse this in terms of where I put guys out there. Yendi? Oh, he allowed the run. There we go. Juan Matthews, RBI double. Jacob Young in the right field. Keishel takes another walk. Here's Gabe. Come on, Yendi, give me another inning. Oh, this might be a tough ask for some of these guys. Get Moises. It's a back to the pitcher. The throw. That looked in time. Me personally. All right, he gets Matt Shaw to pop up. We're okay. All right. Let me sit Prelip down so he doesn't tire. Trey Morgan's on second for Royce Lewis, now batting further down the order, as is our want. Flies out here. If Royce Lewis's bat falls off, we may be in legitimate trouble. Clean seventh from Connor. Eduardo lead off double. Uh, um, this is also a problem where now I don't really have a good pinch runner on my bench except Merrick Houston. And I would like to save him as a defensive sub. I think we got to go for it here in the seventh. Juan strikes out looking. Jacob Young takes his walk. Here's Keishel. Walks him too. All right. Gabe Gonzalez, bases loaded. First game back from injury. What you got for me, son? He hits into the fielder's choice at home. All right. Same song, different dance. Bases loaded. Walker Jenkins. Been one of our best hitters this year. Walked in the run. We take those. 3-2 ball game. Trey Morgan. Wild pitch, tie it up. Listen, sometimes you just let the defense score you the runs. It really is that simple. And good thing too is Trey Morgan strikes out. All righty. Okay, now I have a defensive problem to figure out. So I would like to keep Merrick in the game. Can Juan? Should I try Juan at third and maybe Houston at? Yeah, let's try that. We're gonna do a little bit of shifting here. So Merrick Houston is going to take short. Juan over to third. Royce Lewis is going to come out of the game. Bernal is going to take over at catcher. That's our plan. We're gonna find a third baseman in the aggregate. And Connor Prelip surrenders a solo shot. And now he's in the red, which I didn't realize he was that bad stamina wise. That's on me. He gets the out though, so we're okay. All right, so now Bernal and Merrick Houston are going to get ABs here. Come on, Bernal. Bang. Nope, no such luck. Merrick Houston, buddy, I don't believe in your bat. Prove me wrong. Nope. All right. Yeah, we're just gonna get Breckheimer back. I forgot that I sat him down for so long. All right, clean inning. All right, here we go. Juan. Grounds out. Very rude. All righty. Jacob Young takes the walk. I'm not going to run with Keishel up. And he strikes out. All right, Gabe. Hero of the moment. Bottom of the ninth. Pops it up. First base side. Down we go. That's a disappointing loss. I mean, our left on base number's got to be hideous. Yeah, it's 20. Eduardo had 3 hits. No one else had more than 1. Oh, boy. I think we have something in Eduardo. I think the problem I'm just going to run into is like getting him ABs with this kid. Leo Bernal, it feels like a waste to even have him right now. But he's on an auto renewal deal that's only 1.8 million. So it's not like he's a massive loss there. All right, we're going to sim the next 2 games. Oh, we lose 2-4. Not good. Walker Jenkins had 3 hits, including a homer. That was like all of our offense, though. Neat. Oh, Yandere. Gave up 2 walks and a hit for 3 runs. Not great. Shane Boz had a pretty good start, too. He's had back-to-back good starts for us. That is most encouraging. Yeah, we'll sim the finale with Jared Jones on the mound. We win it 2-1. Pitchers duel. Fair enough. Brandon Fat, that's awesome. The AI pitched Watanabe on back-to-back days. This poor man. Keckering gets another save. Pretty happy with that. Rushman is currently batting 094, by the way. Just so we're all on the same page with that. Oh, I should have signed him to a 1 year deal, but man, I had to talk him down from a 4 year deal. All right, now we're facing off against the White Sox. John Klein on the mound. Let's sim game one of this 4 game set. We lose it 2-5. Not great. Yeah, John Klein just gets popped. Conley early and Breckheimer combined for 4 2/3 scoreless, though they allowed quite a few hits. Less than ideal. Still. Only struck out 5 times. Our K numbers aren't that bad, which is kind of interesting. All right, let's play game 2. Taj Bradley on the mound. Anybody tired? Oh, Keishel. I mean, we can't afford to have him out of the lineup for 3 weeks. We really can't. It would give us a pretty long look at Trey Morgan, but I don't think we can afford to shelve him for 3 weeks. It does affect. All right, hold on. Let's think about this. So it affects his hitting. Maybe I should shelve him. That's 3 weeks, though, man. I could just platoon him. I think that's what I'll do, actually. So Trey Morgan will get every 3rd game now. We're just going to platoon Keisha a little bit. That's the effective plan here. It does make my lineup a little sillier, but only just. But only just. All right, and then I'll give Gabe the day off. He started in 4 straight games since the injury. We'll throw Jacob McCombs out there and bat him at 3rd. Why not? Let's be bold. Let's be brave. White Sox already have the lead. Beautiful dusk sunset in the background for Jacob Young. Gets it down in 3rd. That should score Mr. Royce Lewis. Very happy with that. Tie ball game. Thank you, Jacob Young, who's having a very nice season so far. Trey Morgan hits it into left, and that is caught by Brooks Baldwin. So McCombs strikes out. Clean 3rd. Rushman on 2nd for Juan Matthews, who gets it past the shortstop. Runners at the corners. Eduardo gets it into right. That's going to land. Should score 1. Very good there. I'm surprised that was only a single. That was hit pretty far. But it doesn't matter anyway, as Royce Lewis strikes him. You got this, Taj. See? I wasn't worried. 2 men on, 2 outs. Rushman walked him. All right. Bases loaded. Mydroff. And he lines out first. Man, against your former team, Chase, I'm going to need you to do better, okay? Oh, boy. Runners at the corners, 1 out. And Taj walks Okamoto. Luis Ariz hits it to 2nd. No one is covering 2nd base. The throw home to get Baldwin. They do not get the double play. Here's Gerald Perez, who flies out to right. Very good. Bases loaded, 1 out. Nobody scores. We take those. We take those. Jacob Young strikes out swinging. Trey Morgan strikes out looking. You know what? At least Jacob Young swung the damn bat. And White Sox tie it up with a Ben Carlson home run. Not to be confused with the former head of housing and urban development. All right. I mean, 6 innings, 2 runs. You take that. Maybe out of your ace, you take it a little begrudgingly, but you take that. We're going to go Gomez now for the 7th. Oh boy. Okamoto hits into a double play. Very good. That was the slowest run to first base I've ever seen. Luis Arias walks. Here's Perez. Hits it to third. Royce is there. Got him. Very good. We go to the 8th. Hydroth is on second for Eduardo. Hits it to short. Advances the runner. Come on, Royce. Come on, buddy. Ooh, man. All right. Yendi is going to start this. Hopefully, if he can get me one out quick, then, yep, and he gets me an out on the first pitch. Full count strikeout to Kyle Teal. Carlson will be the last batter he faces. Full count for all the marbles. Swing and a miss. All right, here we go. I'll get Keckering warming in case we take the lead. Young grounds out. Wow. Jason Adam had 42 saves last season combined between the two teams. That's most impressive. Trey Morgan grounds out. Make sure Michael Rojas is ready still. Holmes swinging a miss. He went 0 for 5. All right, Keckering sits down. We're going to go Yandre the 9th. Clean inning of work. He only needed 4 pitches to get 3 outs. Quite impressive. Regardless, though, I'm still going to have Keckering be my 10th inning man. Adley Rushman flies out to center that he didn't run. I should have pinch ran for him. He only had 40 speed. Mydroth flies out. All right, since we didn't score anyone, I actually lied. Yandre's going to take it, and we're just going to pray. Okamoto flies out on the bunt. Luis Arias hits it to first for the ground out. I'll take that. Here we go. Perez hits it into left to score the game-winning run. Man, Yandre almost had that. He almost had that done. 10 Ks is grim. We left 20 men on. Mydroth left 6. Not good. Hashtag analysis. All right. We're going to sim game 3 with Joe Ryan on the mound. And we win it 2-1. Our offense has simply vanished. Joe Ryan pitched pretty well. 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, 8 Ks. The AI pitches Yandre on back-to-back days, which is kind of funny. Mason Montgomery gets 1 out. Then they brought in Keckering for the save. That is pretty funny. All right, let's play the finale. Jared Jones, they got no Schultz. Merrick Houston's going to get the start for Juan. Actually, I lied. Mydroth's going to get the day off. Juan will move to second. I'm just going to move those guys both up 1. God, Rushman is hitting so bad. It's honestly somewhat impressive how bad he's hitting. You know what? Yeah, let's give Trey Morgan the start at DH. Let's rock. This does mean that if I need to sub Keishel out at first, I'm probably going to lose my DH, but it's fine. Gabe Gonzalez, 2-run shot. Never didn't have it. It's just a lie. That's just a lie. No dice there from Trey Morgan. There we go. Thought my audio was acting up, but we're okay. You got this, Shane. Oh, White Sox tied up, but Merrick Houston and Jacob Young are aboard. Wild pitch moves him over. There goes my genius plan of a double steal. Keishel hits it into center. That drops. Should score both men. The throw is cut off. Where's your... Okay, Jacob Young didn't make it home there, and I'm a little confused as to why, but sure. Gonzalez takes the walk. Bases juiced. Walker strikes out on 3 pitches. Trey Morgan, a laser into center. Well done, sir. That'll score a run. 4-2 ball game for Royce Lewis. Hits it deep into center. That'll be caught, but that'll score the runner from third easily. Lars Nootbaar in center? I didn't realize that was a thing that's happening. That is cursed. Oh, wow. He just has not played Major League Ball since 2027. That is stunning. Fair enough. All right, Eduardo, let's go. Swing and a miss. All right, Shane. There we go. Clean third and fourth. Clean fifth also. How many pitches is he at? 64. I mean, he's good. He's good to keep going, dare I say. Especially if we can get him some more insurance runs. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, hint, hint, lads. Royce strikes out. Eduardo hits it high and into right field. That'll be caught. All right, come on, Shane. Clean seventh. Bullpen is in pretty good shape. Nah, he's at 83, yeah. So we're going to bring on Freelip. Come on, Luke. Hits it third. No dice. All right. That'll be it for Shane. 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 7 Ks. Very happy with that. Freelip for the 7th. Clean. Thank you, sir. Jenkins is on for Royce. Takes the walk. You know what? With Royce Lewis and how bad he's hitting, I will take a walk there. Without question. It does mean that Eduardo grounding out, ends the inning, but it's fine. Come on, Connor. You got this, buddy. It's a Trey relay in time. We're good. All right. Keckering is at 83%, which is more or less my level for save situation. I think we're going to go for it, unless we just want to get an insurance run. There we go. We got an insurance run. See? Thank you, Jacob Young. If Trey Morgan wasn't my DH, I would have pulled Keishel there, but. All right, we're going to go mound visit. Watanabe is ready. All right. Watanabe for the 9th. Oh, don't do this to me. Runner Hearn deep to left. Caught at the track. All right, we get the win 6-2. Very nice from the offense. 11 hits, a pair of home runs. Very lovely from that. Only 8 Ks. Merrick Houston having the error at short is unfortunate. But here we are. Here we stand. Et cetera, et cetera. All right, quick division check. How are things looking? Tigers are 9-4, we're 8-5. Chicago, Cleveland are both 6-7, and the Royals suck. Got it. It's about where we're at. All right. Phillies. Let's sim game one with Jared Jones on the mound. See what happens. We won, and no one claimed Jose. So he's just going to go to AAA. I was really hoping someone would claim him, but here we are. All right, we won 6-1. Looks like Jacob Young and Juan got the day off, and Luke Keeschel. But you know what? McCombs had 3 hits. Gabe had an error and right, which sucks. Jared Jones, 6 scoreless. Elite from our man. Okay from the bullpen. Eduardo had a steal. How? He has a 45 speed and 50. You know, I'm not going to question it, though I feel like I should. Oh, yeah, it's got to create all the player pictures for the draft and such. That really is the thing. I had someone in the comments ask me, like, having it where I have the player pictures for everyone, including the drafted players, is the thing that, like, will make your load times be a little higher on certain phases, but still, I think it's so much worth it. Like that's one of my regrets for the Rocky series is not having that on the whole time because like players just having like blank silhouettes or like no face whatsoever there is just boring, in my humble opinion. All right, Eduardo is tired though, so he's going to get the day off. Draft pool revealed number one, Micah Oatley. Yeah, the dude who didn't sign last year. Surprise, surprise. So he was drafted out of high school, didn't sign, went to the University of Michigan, and is now eligible. However, the way that this game works development wise, unfortunately, is a player in high school who's really good, doesn't get drafted, and plays 3 years of college will not increase their development. They can only go down. It's very annoying. It's an issue in the game, and I hate it. But here we are. All right. Let us play a game two with John Klein on the mound. Oh boy, Eduardo, Royce, Walker Jenkins getting the day off. Fair enough. Mydroth at third, like, is that where I really want to live in my life? I don't think so. I think I'd rather see if either Juan or Merrick Houston could do it. You're going to try Merrick Houston at third. Mydroth goes back to second. Though Juan at short is just not proving to be good. So I think in this case, I will actually flip those two back. All right, here we go. John Klein with a handful of backups in the lineup, but it's fine. You got this. Look at Bryce Harper still going strong, 37 years young, still 60 overall potential, crushing it. Crushing it. And they've already signed him to a contract extension. The wild people. Rushman pops it up. Down to Goblin Town. All right, Klein gets out of that. Will he get out of this one? Our old friend, Matt Wallner, who signed with the Phillies on a 3-year, $39 million deal. Yeah, the thing is, I don't know if I regret trading Wallner because he would essentially be our forever DH with not a lot of contact, but admittedly really good power. So in an ideal world, Gabe Gonzalez is our DH since he's Not as bad in right, but he's pretty bad. But he does get me a lovely little RBI double there. Rushman hits it into center. That'll be caught. It will advance Gabe, which is fine. Now with only one out. And there we go. Mydroth grounds out short, but it scores the run. And McCombs strikes out looking. You got this, John. All right, he gets Bryce Harper to fly out. He did need a full count to do it. Rain is beginning to fall. Oh my God, the mist of doom. It's Aiden Miller flies out. Can he get our old friend Matt Wallner? Hits it into center. No such luck. It's off the wall. Very slow to get it is Jacob Young. It's one of my least favorite animations in the game. Wallner has a double for his trouble. Bobichette takes the walk. That'll be it for John Klein. Not a great outing from him. And Gomez walks Schmidt. So that brings up Gabriel Moreno. Bases juiced and a wild pitch. Man. That's like the fourth wild pitch we've seen today. All right, he gets Moreno to fly out at least. All right, come on, lads. There we go. Matthews and Bernal are aboard. Merrick Houston. Swing and a miss. Jacob Young strikes out. Keishel gets it down and right. Yeah, I think my decision to not put Keishel on the IL, a correct one. If it had affected his hitting moderately, I think I put him on the IL, but it's only minimal. I can platoon him every so often with Trey Morgan, who we want to get more ABs anyway. So it's fine. Yendi, buddy. I need you to not get blown up here. Por favor. All right. Jung Young Lee strikes out. He's had pretty good defensive seasons, but offensively with the Padres, he just never really got it going. Bryce walked him. I'll let him face Aiden Miller. I think he can get him. Grounder short. Fielder's choice. We take that. All right. Come on, lads. Nope, nothing in the sixth. All right, we're turning to Watanabe in the seventh, which is not a role I love for him, but it worked. 11 pitches. He should still be okay. Bernal is on second. Merrick Houston gets it down and right. Very good, sir. Do I run Houston here? Now let Jacob Young hit. Quit trying to backpick my guys. Young strikes out looking. Keishel gets it down in center. Vindication. Let's see here. Do I now? Because that is one of the downsides of playing Luke Keishel through this injury is it influences his running. So I really can't have him steal, which is unfortunate. All right, Adley Rushman, buddy, look me in the eyes. This is your moment. Take it. You know, when I signed him back in free agency, in my head, the downside was that he would make our bench really awkward by having three catchers, one actually catching, one DHing, and he would take ABs away from Trey Morgan. I did not consider the fact that he would become incapable of hitting the ball. That was not really in my thought process, I must say. We're going to get Keckering warming, and these two are effectively going to combine for 6 outs. That's my plan. I think if Watanabe, I did not expect that to land. If Watanabe can get me 2 outs, Shiza. Uh, there's that animation again with the slow center fielder. New plan. Mason. All right, Durbin flies out. That's going to score the runners, though. Wasted throw moves the runner over. All right, he gets Jung Young Lee, but that'll be it. We're going to go Mason Montgomery to face Bryce. Damn, Bryce gets it down. All right. Phillies take the lead. Watanabe couldn't do it. Hayden Miller strikes out the end of the inning. All right. I will probably pinch hit for Juan Matthews here. We'll see. Meidroth gets down. We take those. Time is it now? All right, McCombs, come on, buddy. Into space. I mean, he tried. He had the height. He had the height to get there. Yeah, we're gonna pinch hit for Juan here. With who, you may ask? Trey Morgan. It's it down in left. Meidroth did not go on contact, but I don't think he makes it to third anyway. Here's Bernal. Gets Emilio Pagan. Bernal gets it down. Runners move. Bases loaded. Merrick Houston. Full count. Struck out swinging. All right, Jacob Young. Come on, buddy. Back to back full count swinging Ks. Rough. And then yeah, even though he's hurt, Royce Lewis is or not hurt, but he's low on stamina. Royce will come in. Mason, you're just gonna get me the out, buddy. Thank you. All right. In case we score a run, let's get Keckering warming up. Mason Miller on the mound. And he hits Luke. Don't be hurt. Don't be hurt. Don't be hurt. We're okay. Gabe Gonzalez walked him. Rushman again. The moment. If I just cut him, like, objections. I don't think the fans would object at this point. Meidroth beats out the single tie ball game. Jacob McCombs, a chance to walk it off. Swing and a miss. We're going to extras. All right, Keckering coming in. Really good work from Montgomery getting me all those outs, though. This does mean that, unfortunately, oh boy, Keckering hit. Stott. This does mean that Royce Lewis is going to get an AB in extra innings, which is not really where I want to live my life, but here we are. Get that, please. Thank you. I don't really care that it moved the run over because it also keeps the double play alive because Stott didn't move. Jung Young Lee hits it to first, steps on the bag. Why? I'm a little confused by the AI logic and Keishel not just chucking it towards home there, but sure. All right, he gets Bryce Harper sweeping. My official opinion is with the Ghost Runner, like I expect the Ghost Runner to score. It's when other runners score, that's the problem. As Royce grounds out and does not advance McCombs. Here's Bernal. Swing and a miss. Down to our last out. It is Merrick Houston. And he hits a laser down the left field line that will score McCombs. Merrick Houston with a lovely double to tie the ball game. Jacob Young with a chance to send everyone home happy. Hits it into right. That is down. It's pretty shallow, though. The throw going home. Not in time. We walk off the Phillies in the 10th, 7-6. Very good. That was a heck of a game. We scored because it was a tie ball game going into the 7th. We scored one to take the lead. They scored two in the 8th to go ahead. We scored one in the bottom 9th to tie it. And they get one. We get two to close. Happy with that. Watanabe obviously got popped a little bit, but that is what it is. John Klein, not great. I think unfortunately he like we just need to see. Like at a certain point we just need to see. Okay. Let's sim game 3 with Taj Bradley on the mound. Oh, we lose 3-5. Not great. Rushman and Royce Lewis combined for 0 for 6. Don't worry about it. And Bradley. Oh, I see. So the AI just left Bradley in the 6th, and they got him. That's rough. Prelip allowed all three inherited runners to score. That's awful. Or no, excuse me, two. Two runners to score. Breckheimer, 2 1/3 scoreless. Like, he's just good. Like, his ratings are below average. His potential obviously is great. But for whatever reason, he just pitches really, really well. Hello, Felix Bautista. Hi, buddy. All right, we have a day off, which is nice. Okay, let's check in injury really quick. So, 2 weeks for Culpepper, Luke Keeschel, 2 weeks also. Fair enough. All right, we're gonna get through this Detroit series, and I think that will be it for this episode. So let's kick it off. Game 1, Joe Ryan against Nick Lodolo. Looks like Luke Keeschel's getting the day off, so Trey Morgan's taking over at first. I'm going to have Royce Lewis, DH, Juan at third, Merrick Houston at short, and just move everybody up one. My logic there is I'm a little worse defensively, but I would rather have Royce Lewis be the DH to open up pinch hitting opportunities simpler. Not assuming that he's going to be bad, but he's hitting 111 through, 16 games. 2 men are now aboard for my draft. Hits it into left. That'll be caught. Phenomenal camera flip there. And Trey Morgan strikes out. I think we're also at the point where, like, this is the last season where financially I think we can have Trey Morgan as a backup. I think we're kind of getting to that point. 2 men on. Dylan Dingler hits it deep into right and caught at the track. We're okay. We are A-okay. Nothing for us in the second, but Kyle Stowers hits a 2-run bomb. Can Maedroth match? No, but he does force the error from Ryan Ritter. Terry Carpenter at first. Goodness gracious. There we go. Trey Morgan hits it to the wall. That'll score at least one, maybe two. We'll see. The camera pans, and it's a triple for Trey Morgan. Bases cleared. Very good, sir. That single-handedly brought his slugging up by 100 points. That is awesome. Eduardo grounds out in the inning, but we take the lead back as Joe Ryan fighting for his life stamina-wise. Come on, Royce, give me something, buddy. Well, they hit him. No, part of me did not wish he was hurt so that I would could put him on the IL. Well, maybe part of me did, but alas. Yeah, I saw someone in the forums suggest like a phantom IL option where like you could talk with the player. It'd be like, hey, you want to go on the phantom IL? Also nice of Jacob Young to get thrown out there. I don't know how that would work in game though. As Adele Amador grounds out. Let's see if Joe Ryan can get Kyle Stowers. He can indeed. Looked a little shaky, but he got him. All right. We have a pretty good bullpen, so we're gonna get Conley early going next. Let's see if Joe Ryan can get me some outs. He got me two. We're gonna bring early on to face McGonigal because I'm scared. Got him swinging. Very nice. Nothing for us in the sixth or the seventh. We're going to pinch hit for Royce here. Adley Rashman. We're going for a solo shot. All right, they walk. I'm not going to pinch hit for him because in the seventh, there's always a chance that it comes around to him again, especially with Merrick Houston there having a lovely double. Or did they rule that a single? Because of the throw. They called that a single. I feel like he would have made it to second either way, but sure, as Jacob Young hits it down in right. That will score Rushman. We're up 4-2 now. Juan Matthews, swing and a miss. Gabe Gonzalez hits it to third. They get the out at home. Unfortunate. And Walker grounds out the end of the inning. I mean, we got one run, but should have got more. All right, Connolly, here's the deal, buddy. If you want to be a long reliever, I'm going to need you. Actually, no, let's not play around. We're just going to go right to Yandre for the heart of the order. Leadoff triple from Kerry Carpenter is a bit sad. Is that deep enough to score him? Indeed. All right, Tigers get one back. All right, clean the rest of the way. We'll get Keckering going for the save, unless we want to score 3 runs. I would not object to such a thing. Midroth K's. You know what? At least Trey Morgan hit the damn ball. And Eduardo goes down. Well, it almost came around to Rushman. All right, Keckering for the save. Dylan Dingler up first, who right now is playing like one of the best catchers in baseball. And yet is below an all-star voting to Alejandro Kirk, who has like 28 Bs. Parker Meadows, as if he'd be healthy this far into the season. Flies out. All right, Adele Amador is the last out. And he strikes out. Very good. We take game one, 4-3. I think pitching was okay. Joe Ryan's pitch count just got insane early on in the start. No one got 2 hits offensively, which not great. I'll be the first to say, controversially, I know. Let's sim game 2 with Shane Baz on the mound against Reese Olson. Oi, 13-8. This is going to be ugly for both pitching sides. Oh God, Reese Olson gave up 8 runs. Ow. Watanabe gave up 3. Shane Baz gave up 4. Gomez went 2 2/3, which is lovely. He did give up a run, but here we are. Watanabe giving up three is a bit rough. He's not had the last couple good starts. If his overall potential ever dropped to a 45, we are in pretty big trouble with him trade value wise. Hitting wise, though, Luke Keeschel had a home run. So did Mydroth and Jenkins. Oh, Eduardo as well. Power wise, we're looking pretty okay. I think we were one of the worst teams in baseball home run wise last season. So far this year, we're doing better. Rushman had three hits, which single handedly brought his average up from a 0.93 to 136. God, what a. Ah, I can't believe I brought him back. I was like, sure, I can get one more good year out of Adley Rushman. So far, that's looking very questionable. How's Juan looking? 17 games. He has 13 hits, 6 runs, two doubles. Yeah. I have a bad feeling since the power is so bad, the gap power is not really a 50. And again, it's a shortstop, so I don't really care. But the eye looks legit. He's in the 75th percentile. It's not bad. The idea of having Torque at DH and Kerry Carpenter first is quite silly. But hey, got the one. Where do we rank home run wise? Listen, I thought we'd be better. And we just had what, four? Oh boy. All right, so maybe power is still an issue. All right, let us play game three. We're going for the sweep. Luis Heel on the mound against little old Jared Jones. I'll give Merrick Houston the start at short. Everything else is fine. All right, Jared, you got this. See? Never worried. Jacob Young and Gabe on board. Walker Jenkins, let's go. It's at the second. No shot. They go home. They do. He looked safe. Oh, come on. He looked safe on the animation. Rushman strikes out. We strand him. Rough. You got this, Jared. Tiger strike first. Merrick Houston is on second. Luke Keeschel hits it into center. Caught. Merrick wisely choosing not to run on Parker Meadows. Matters not. Gabe Kays and back-to-back home runs for the Tigers, and Jared Jones is having an inning from hell. But he gets Dylan Dingler out, so that's okay. All right, Jenkins is on second again. Come on, lads. Mydroth gets aboard via the error. Should also advance the other runners, which we love to see. I'll let Royce Lewis hit. I debated pinch hitting for him, but the fourth inning seems a bit early. You know what? He struck out. Maybe I should have. What a walk. Space is loaded. Merrick Houston walked him too. Very good. Come on, Jacob. Come on, buddy. Swing and a miss. He's been so good in that leadoff role, though. Like, I think we might have something there. Then again, I said that about Walker Jenkins at one point. Look what happened. And a solo shot from Parker Meadows and Jared Jones. The wheels are falling off, buddy. Yeah, and Yendy Gomez is just dead because the AI had him pitch 42 or throw 42 pitches, I should say. Full count walk to Owen Casey. All right, Ryan Ritter's going to be the last batter Jared faces. And he gets aboard. Yikes. You know what? Why not? That's why. That's what I get. I should, when I say I'm going to take my starters out after an AB, I should just stick with that. I really should. All right, pre-lip. I'm just hitting half inning. Good luck. Yeah, everyone scored. Poor Jared Jones. That's gonna hurt his ERA for a bit. That's a yikes. All right, Royce Lewis with a lovely little RBI double there. And that's why I didn't pinch hit for him in the fourth. Because I foresaw this happening, folks. Merrick Houston gets it down. All right, let's keep it moving. We're not out of here yet. He scores Royce Lewis. That's a wasted throw by the outfielder there since Merrick took third. Jacob Young strikes out. Come on, Connor. Good man. All right, we're going to do Mason for the eighth and then figure it out from there. That's my official plan. I'll let Adley hit just in case he hits a home run and makes it a save situation. Nope. The answer there was no. Mydroth gets it down. All right. Come on, Royce. Golly. Uh, he was so good before his injury. Like, look at this. He was so good before he missed half the season with an injury. Very sad. I think there are a few like what if injury questions of the save. Watanabe is one of them. Like if he's healthy the whole time, we definitely make the playoffs in year three, without question. All right. In case we score 4 runs, I'll get our closer warming. You never know. Merrick Houston striking out does hurt that a little bit. Jacob Young swinging a miss. We're gonna pinch hit for Luke. No need to risk any injury here. Let's let Trey Morgan take it. Flies out of right, and it's down. We have life. Gabe Gonzalez also gets it down in right. The tying run is currently in the on deck circle. They're bringing out Josh Hader, and he walked him. Okay, Rushman. Here we go, buddy. Get me a grand slam to tie it. Bang. He hits it into right. That's going to get down. The right fielder was pulled over. This is going to be extra bases. 2 runs will score. And it is now a 7-5 ball game. Mydroth can walk it off with one swing. Instead, he pops it up down to Goblin Town. Unfortunate. We made it close there at the end. But yeah, Jared Jones just fundamentally imploded. I need to have a quicker hook with starters. I really do. I really do. Let's sim game 1 of the Rays series to make it a nice even 20 games. And we get the win 10-3. Juan Matthias. I know it's Matthews, but I'm going to keep saying Matthias with 4 hits. Royce Lewis had a home run. That's neat. Rushman went 0 for 4. Don't worry about it. John Klein gave up 10 hits in 5 innings. What's his whip? Oh my God, it's a 185. He's not a starter. Like I know it's only been 4 starts, but he's just so not a starter. Breckheimer, 3 shutout innings, 3 Ks. Folks. Okay, I think he's a long reliever. But he's being used by the AI well, so I don't really want to mess with that. But we got the win. All right, that is where I will end. We're 13-7 through 20 games, tied with the Tigers atop the division. Next episode, Luke Keishel will be back to full health, and we will finally get Kalen Culpepper back. I don't think I'm going to do a rehab stint for him. He's just going to go right back in the team. And then I have a decision to make for what I want to do. Like, Leo Bernal, in a very limited sample of less than 20 ABs, has a 980 OPS. Like, he's crushing it. And once again, we're running into an identical situation as we did last year, where Adley Rushman is playing terribly. So, do I trade him for the second straight season? Here's a question: would anyone even take him for prospects? Oh my God. I could trade him for, I could get Cooper Clark in my building. If I didn't have 8,000 outfielders in Double A and Triple A. We might trade Rushman again. Can you imagine? I just trade him 2 straight years in a row. Oh boy, I think I'd get a reputation at that point. So we'll have something to figure out when Culpepper comes back, especially if we decide that keeping Juan Matthews um, on our major league team is something we want. Defensively, for those curious, 15 starts at short. He has 2 errors, negative 2.6 zone rating. So he's not doing great defensively. Merrick Houston, it's going to be a very small sample. 8 games, 5 starts. He's a .8 zone rating with 1 error. So that's where we're at there. Overall, 12, 13, and 7. I'm a happy man. I think our starters have got blown up quite a bit, but we're first in bullpen ERA, which is always lovely. But that is it for this episode. Again, apologies for the almost week and a half wait, especially for the Twitch audience between episodes. Lots of work, lots of long days, long nights. So didn't have much time to stream. But there will be another stream, hopefully, on Saturday, where we will continue through year 5, and we will once again have to decide: do I trade Adley Rushman for the second year in a row? Stay tuned to find that out. I will see you next time.